And they say,
We are incorruptible. Incorruptible without.
of course, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you and I welcome you to this program. Great people of Africa, I greet you and I salute you and I welcome you to this program, lovers of freedom and the lovers of truth. Because if you look around you, it is difficult to hear the truth when you look around you because truth is something that people hate so much. I don't know the reason why people hate truth so much these days that it does not actually their ears are allergic to the truth. But we are here once again to continue where we have stopped. And I want to use this opportunity also to let you know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer in Nigeria. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have no case to answer in Nigeria. What we are seeing today, it is of course the Igbophobic attack on our people. It is Igbophobic situation that we are seeing in Nigeria because if you look at what is going on in Lagos today, if you look at what is going on in Lagos today, you will understand that this is Igbophobic attack. We are feeling the heat. And why are we feeling the heat? It is only because we have those we call our representatives. Only because those we call our representatives, they are not representing you. Instead, they are representing themselves. That is the reason why we are feeling the heat. Those Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, Pandef, and the Igbo elites, they are not representing you. And there is nothing we can do about it other than to rise up, to fight for our freedom. Because how will you be free from people who are controlling you? Because remember that to control you, it is easy. Once they control the man they call your governor, the man controls you, regardless of how many you are in number. So that has been the problem you are facing. So it is now time. I have seen people talking about revolution. This revolution, if you start it now, it is still okay, but you didn't start it early. So what am I trying to say? I mean that you don't need to start wasting more time because it is only a tree that knows that it is going to be cut off and they remain put and they stay put. So when I see people talking about revolution, how it is time for you to find a way to break this, chain, to break this chain of poverty, to break this chain of marginalization, to break this chain of Ibophobia, to break this chain of inadequate anything, everything. No had adequate water supply. In fact, no water supply in Nigeria because there is no pipe-borne water in Nigeria. There is no hospital. There is no schools. There is no school infrastructure. A country that does not have school infrastructure, Where is that country going? Today we are in 21st century. A country that has no school infrastructure, where do you think that country is going? It is not a country. It is a banana republic. And now, if we continue to fool ourselves, as you who understand yourself to be Nigerian, and you continue to tell yourself that you are Nigeria and you have no other country to call your own, I want to actually ask you a question. You've been free in Nigeria in the hands of Britain for the last 6 decades. In the last 6 decades, you are self governed and you are not able to provide water supply, pipe-borne water, sewage system, no road infrastructure, no electricity in the last 6 decades. 6 decades. No electricity, nothing. And you look at yourself, you tell yourself that you are proud to be a Nigerian. Who can be proud to be a failure? Because each and every time you open your mouth to say you are proud to be a Nigerian, it means that you are proud to be a failure. Myself, I am actually, disgraced every day of my life to be called a Nigerian. I am disgraced. Do you know why? Because I don't want to be, listed, in a category of failure. I don't want to find myself in the place where they list failures. How can a country which every day we say that Nigeria is a, what do you call it, republic? Okay, Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria is what do you call it? Is a country. You say Nigeria is a country. Maybe let's assume Nigeria is a country, because the countries that we know are countries that are able to cater for their citizens. The countries that we know are the countries that are able to, provide essential amenities for the citizens. Those are the countries that we know. Countries that we know are this country, those who make available hospital, medical care that is affordable, or sometimes 100% free of charge for those who does not have employment. Those are the countries that we know. Countries that we know are the countries who cater for those who does not have employment by giving them something for the pocket, because it is this duty of every government to create employment for everyone or job opportunity for everyone. If they cannot create it themselves, they will attract investors to come and create such investment. But in a situation whereby you allow people who does not know anything about leadership, about governing, or about government, they ascend the throne, because what you see that they are taking over in that country called Nigeria is a throne. That's where they become omnipotent. No one can talk to them. No one can advise them. No one can criticize them. No one has right to complain. Even though when they beat you, they push you not to cry. Because if you cry, there will be a police brutality waiting for you. That is the type of a country that you call your own. And if you look at some of your celebrities, they say Niger no they carry last. You will be wondering which Niger are they talking about that no they carry last. Of course, they know they carry last for failure, if I may say that. They know they carry last for failure. Nigeria has oil, just like Saudi Arabia. Nigeria has oil, just like Saudi Arabia. Do you see how the infrastructure is in the Saudi Arabia? Do you see the environment? Do you see the hospitals in Saudi Arabia? Do you see how people are living in Saudi Arabia? Making budget even when the weather is too hot. You see the infrastructure they have actually invented across even in the streets so that when the weather is too hot, people will find a place to actually find shelter. In Saudi Arabia, they have oil. But now in Nigeria, Nigeria have oil even more than they have oil even more than Saudi Arabia. Oil even more than Saudi Arabia. Nigeria have gold. Nigeria have what do you call it? Tin ore. Nigeria have uranium. Nigeria has many resources, californium, many resources that you can name that even Saudi Arabia does not have. But Nigeria is also a place where you will see no infrastructural development, even after 60 years of independence. Nigeria is a place where you will see a leader, a person who is contesting to be a leader, forging a result in the 21st century. Yet they will always tell us that education is the key, education is the key. Now we are done attaining education. We cannot find the lock that we are you going to use the key called education to open. Many of our people are educated, graduates, no employment. Graduates, no employment. Sometimes I will say thank God for Yahoo. Otherwise, people will be eating their fellow people's dead body. I'm telling you the honest truth. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what I will, I don't know how to judge the people in Nigeria anymore, especially people who are doing things that, that is illegal. I don't know how to judge them anymore because as an it will affect every other place. If you look at Nigeria, where a president forges a result or certificate, a president forged a certificate, a president rigged election, the court of Supreme Court, the apex court of the land, decided to grant that which the president rigged to be the president of Nigeria. For you to understand the irony of it and the hypocrisy of the global world or global stage, you find out that where this certificate was forged is in the United States, where we assume that there is no corruption. That's what, baffles the mind. We assume that there is no corruption in Europe and the United States, in America, right? We assume that those type of corruption can never be, possible. But Tinubu Jagaban did it and he succeeded. The court of Nigeria backed him up. The court of Nigeria backed him up. As if it wasn't enough what Tinubu, this almighty Tinubu, the man that does undoable, the man that, that can change the future of tomorrow, the man that can change the time and the law of this earth. As if it wasn't enough. See what Tinubu did. Let us see what Tinubu did that even led to these people that is always taking people to court and we have never heard the outcome of them taking people to court. Serap. Serap took or sued Tinubu. Serap sued Tinubu over what? Now, for you to see how how shameless Nigeria is, look at it. Serap budget IT 34 Nigerians sue Tinubu for appointing APC loyalists. APC loyalists to the top INEC official. Oh God, Nigeria. If we call it zoo, people will say that we are derogative in addressing Nigeria. What do we call it? Jungle. People will say we do not have respect. But the people who are actually piloting the affairs of this place we are calling, or we are using derogative word to address, when you see their actions and inactions, you will understand that even zoo is a good place because animals are in their different shelters, different species, and they actually obey their trainer. But in Nigeria, is a place that Nkomelujuo Yomekwozo. A president appointed the political party loyalist to be in the INEC. So that means that APC is going to rule you forever. You know, when people, that's why I will always tell you that when Peter Obi, except if he, of course, they will not allow him, if they put Peter Obi even now in the APC, the next thing is that he will not even see the primaries. Because the reason why I'm making reference of that, I know that Peter Obi is dreaming for the next 4 years or 8 years. He is dreaming for that. That's why he will tell you postponed revolution. He is dreaming for that because they don't have shame. It doesn't matter to them what time is it. It doesn't matter to them how long it takes them to achieve their own personal dreams. It's not your dream. You will never achieve yours until you die. As long as Nigeria as a state is concerned, you will never achieve your dream until you die. You and I knows that. There is no argument about that. All we are actually now trying to do and understand is how can 200 and something million people watch few individuals lying and dictating for them, stealing from you, while you sit aside and look. Now, let us continue to read this news. Socio-Economic Right and Accountability Project, Sarah Budget IT, and 34 concerned Nigeria have filed a lawsuit against Paula Ahmed Tinubu over the appointment of at least 4 members of All Progressive Congress APC and the allies of high-ranking politicians as new resident electoral commissioner. For the Independent National Electoral Commissioner INEC, the Senate has confirmed the appointment of 7 out of 10 newly appointed RECs for INEC. The alleged APC members appointed as RECs include those from Akwa Ibom, Edo, Lagos, and Rivers State. Oh, these people are playing games, and they are playing games. Akwa Ibom, they took it from coastal region. Peter Obi, okay, Peter Obi, 20. When is it? When is it going to be Peter Obi's turn again? We're in 2023, so after 4 years, which is 2027. Oh, Peter Obi is preparing for 2027, but Peter Obi, you are listening to it. Okay, they took it from Akwa Ibom, from the so-called South South. You know why? The same reason why Fulani decided, because they saw that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was building a very, very, great relationship with the Oduduwas. They decided to, when Igbos will come out to say it is our turn under democratic dispensation, which is laughable. It shows that if you check the status of Nigeria, you will understand that maybe it doesn't have even up to one bar for a particular ethnic group to come out and say that it is our turn under the democratic dispensation. It is laughable. So understanding that, you will now know that Nigeria as a state, everybody that is domiciled in or that is from Nigeria knows exactly that It is not working. That is the reason why Igbo people rose up to say it is their turn. But now for Fulani oligarch to prove something, for Fulani to play the politics that they are actually very, very much aware of the game, which is the game of divide and rule. Divide and rule. That's why Fulani decided to hand over, to allow Tinubu to play all the things, cards that he need to play in order to actually obtain the power to rule Nigeria. Instead of it being an Igbo man, let Tinubu continue. Let a Yoruba man come in so that Igbo will hate Yoruba, Yoruba will hate Igbo. Because while doing it, Yoruba people will start seeing Igbo as their enemy of progress. And that is what they are doing. But now, if we understand what Yoruba people are doing to our people, I know that there are some good Yoruba people. There are some good Yoruba people we actually, I will exempt them from the Igbo-phobic attack on our people, and I will exempt them from these activities of these, thugs that they call politicians, and who is in an alignment with Fulanis and dealing with other ethnic group, because Afonja did it. They didn't know. They also, of course, they know. Afonja did it. And at the end of the day, what pays Afonja was he lost a Lorin to the Fulani Caliphate. And that's why there is Emir. Now, I want you to understand that the Fulani's game was very, very, they are playing a very, very, serious politics that our people does not understand, because they are in the denial that there is nothing that will come out of Nigeria that will work in their favor. Rather, they have to sell themselves in order to obtain any position that they have. That's why you see most of these millionaires, you will understand, if you dig deep, you will understand that some of them sold you and I just to be in the position where they are. If you, in fact, from Imo State, you will understand. From Imo State, you will understand that many of them sold you and I to be in the position where they find themselves in today. And in so doing, our people will still every time. Do you know the reason why it is easy to use an Igbo man against an Igbo man? But not every Igbo man. Because I don't think Igbo man like me will be used against Igbo man. The way I love our people, Igbo man like me will not be used against Igbo man. It is not possible. And I keep on wondering if these people who make themselves available to be used against their own people, I keep asking myself, do they not have anything called, human sympathy? Do they not have anything called humanity in them? You know why? One thing that you see is because is they have deprived an Igbo man access. They have deprived you an access to essential, amenities. They've deprived you access to positions in the government. Therefore, if you want to achieve this, you must compromise. You must be willing to be used to marginalize even the allocation that's supposed to go to you, to your people. You must be able, you must be that individuals that will, even if you want it, because how they do it, even if you want to take all the allocation, don't build anything, is fine. What we want is that if we want these Fulanis to come into the land to kill people, allow them. What we want is that you should never allow your own people to breathe or to actually start asking question or what is going on. You should not allow them. If the allocation is fine. That is the reason why when we see these people in a position of leadership in our land, when we see politicians in our land, we see them as the biggest enemy. When we see people associating with them, we see that person as an enemy, because there is nothing that will come out of these people who allow their state to be over policed and militarized. And knowing that the statistics in those areas that are over policed and militarized is coming out, our youth are being killed on a daily basis. Our youth are being killed on a daily basis. But a place where the terrorists, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen are killing people, they are not over policed, they are not militarized. Fulanis are doing it unabated. But in our land, where the youth are clamoring for a better deal, those are the places where you see over policed. Over policed. When the Fulani herdsmen started trotting into our land to hide in our bushes in order to do land grabbing and ethnic cleansing, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was able to be proactive in making sure that he assuaged that you know situation. And because he did it, Fulani government made sure that they will place him in arbitrary detention because he secured his land from the invasion of these Fulani herdsmen, Futajalons. Now, to pay Igbo people back, the Igbo people, Igbo politicians are still in the denial that they are not needed in Nigeria. Could you imagine? For the first time, Igbo people came out to say, if you did not give us Igbo presidency, we will assume that we are not needed in this country. To be precise, it was Chief Ezeaku or that said it. We will say that we are not desired in this country. But the Fulani told them, screw you, man. Do your worst. Do what you want to do. You cannot do more than a dead rat. In fact, we are going to give it to those that person you people are making friends with, so that you people will turn on each other. It is not as if Fulani, if they wanted to prove that Tinubu rig election, that they will not prove it. Fulani gave him, they gave him their blessing because British knows that he is the right candidate. Fulani gave the blessing. They gave the blessing. So now, and the blessing is all about double-edged sword. A man that is going to rise up against Ndibo. A man that is going to watch Ndibo's properties and business livelihood, means of livelihood, being, destroyed. A man that is going to sit there because Ndibo is demanding for what is rightfully theirs. And Ndibo decided to have an alliance with Ndi Yoruba. Fulani used him so that they will now start fighting Igbos. As he said, it is his turn. Igbos who are saying that it is their turn. Now it becomes a clash. This is a political clash, but now who is feeling the heat of this political clash? It is the ordinary traders in Lagos. It is the land or property owners in Lagos. They are the ones now on the receiving end of this political clash between Ndibo and Ndi Yoruba. And this is now defined the reason why Fulani decided to give Yoruba the name Yoruba. Each and every time we tell you that the name Yoruba is an insultive word or is a derogative word, people don't understand. The meaning of Yoruba is cunning. A man that is cunning. Onye, that is the meaning of Yoruba. And you can't hate me as a Yoruba man for that because I didn't give you that name. Rather, you will go and hate Fulani for that because they gave you that name. And you are answering it wholeheartedly. It is not when I define the name and I become your enemy. Oh, you have already made our people your enemy. So you have made me your enemy already. I don't need to say whether I'm your enemy or not. Because once you have started dealing with our people in Lagos, you are dealing with all of us. So we are seeing each other now as enemy. And that is exactly what British Fulani wanted, because it is all about divide and rule strategy. And they are doing it, it is working for them, because we are 200 million morons that allows few people to divide and rule us and play a game of chase that we cannot catch up or meet up. Each and every politicians, once they go, you think they are actually, you know, they are they are there for you. You will rally about them, you will rally behind them. At the end of the day, they will show you middle finger, and there is nothing you will do about it. Do you know why? The reason why you cannot do anything about it is because you've been in this precarious situation all your life, and there is no way you are going to come out if you don't stand it, if you do not stand up to check it out. Know that the only, what the politicians will continue to do to you, they will continue to divide you, they will continue to make you see Igbo man as your problem. Even there are good Fulanis, they will continue to make the good Fulanis see Igbo man as their problem, because it is all about trying to divide us in order to rule us. If they don't divide you, you will come in one voice and demand for what is rightfully yours. But they have to divide you first. That is the reason why you start hearing it is my turn here, it is my turn here. Because they understand the power of unity. And what is so laughable about it is that when the young people supposed to be gathering, when they are the ones feeling the spikes of all these shenanigans, being carried out by these political, leaders from the upper echelons, you know yourself that you will never get a position in Nigeria except if you know anybody from the upper echelon. If you do not know anybody from the upper echelon, you will never get to any position. We have people who studied, you know, we have people who studied different, courses in Nigeria. We have PhD holders in Nigeria. In fact, we don't have PhD holders in Nigeria. Do you know why? Because one or two, they will run outside Nigeria. I don't think there will be PhD holders in Nigeria, because they can even sell land to send them abroad. They can, because we don't have human resources here anymore. Because anybody that is qualified to do something, they cannot have the opportunity to do it in Nigeria. So I can't say that we still have PhD holders in Nigeria, because they don't base in Nigeria. Once you are a PhD holder, you will travel abroad to go and better your life, because there is no opportunity for educated people in Nigeria. The only opportunity you have in Nigeria today, it is opportunity that is meant for the tout. People, if you cannot be an entrepreneur, you will never have opportunity in Nigeria. If you don't have that entrepreneurial mindset, you will never have the opportunity. Even if you have entrepreneurial mindset, how long are you going to work to raise the capital? Financial institution does not come to the party in Nigeria. It is everything you need to do. You have to wipe your sweat before you will achieve it in Nigeria. Unlike abroad, if you have a business plan, you can walk into a financial institution. If you have a good history, track record, you will be able to, get funding from the financial institution and establish a big business that you will never ever dream establishing in Nigeria. It happens. But in Nigeria, you have to wipe your sweat. You have to be, you have to be down. You have to work as a slave before you will be able to save money to even start your entrepreneurship. Now, those that are in the upper echelon who cannot give you as a Igbo man a space unless you agree to even sell your birthright. They don't just agree to sell you and I. They agree to sell their birthright. They agree to sell their birthright just to be in the position which they supposed to, which is their right as an individual, as a citizen by birth. It is your right to contest. It is your right to vote and be voted for. So if the voting system is working in Nigeria, I don't see any reason why Nigeria our people, all these our politicians will go to Fulani Lacha Fike before Fenyefa political position. It is disgusting. Very, very disgusting. Because those that we call our representatives, they are all wicked, unethical, immoral people. Those are they. That is what they are. That is the reason why Tinubu will rig an election, put himself in the position of power. Now came and took employ APC's loyalists to be in the INEC. Who does that in a country? So that means automatically Tinubu owns the country. Automatically Tinubu owns the country. That's what we are seeing. Let me finalize the reading. In the suit number, which is the case number, I don't want to file, filed last Friday at the Federal High Court in Lagos. The plaintiffs, or the plaintiffs are seeking an order setting aside the nomination, confirmation, and appointment of the alleged APC members as RECs for INEC for being unconstitutional, unlawful, null and void, and of no effect. One thing. So one thing that I don't understand about these plaintiffs and who call themselves syrup. Ever since I started hearing about these people, even from the time of the impostor in Asorok, from the time of the impostor in Asorok, believe you me, they've been suing impostor in Asorok. They sue him this side, they sue, but you will never hear the outcome of their suing. Now let's continue. The plaintiffs are also seeking an order of mandamus to compel President Tinubu and Senate President Mr. Godswill Akpabio to remove the alleged APC member as a RECs for INEC in line with the sections 157 of the Nigeria Constitution 1999 as amended. The plaintiffs are also seeking an order of mandamus to direct and compel President Tinubu to appoint qualified Nigeria who are persons of unquestionable integrity and non-member of political party or loyalists to the position of RECs for INEC. In line with paragraph 14, paragraph 14, subsection 3, 3B, BC, third scheduled and section 156 of the Nigeria Constitution in the suit. The plaintiffs are arguing that the status, powers, independence of INEC and the impartiality with which it acts and is seen to be allowed to act are fundamental to the integrity of Nigeria election and the effectiveness of the citizens. Now, the plaintiffs are also arguing that INEC ought to be primary guarantor of the integrity and the purity of the electoral process. President Tinubu and the Senate have the constitutional responsibility to ensure both the appearance and the actual independence and the impartiality in the nomination and confirmation of INEC top officials. According to the plaintiffs, the credibility and the legitimacy of election depend mostly on the independence and impartiality of those appointed to manage the process. Without an independent and impartial INEC, the democratic right of Nigeria would remain a illusory. Illusory. The plaintiffs are arguing that anyone to be appointed as RECs for INEC must clearly be non-partisan, independent, impartial, and neutral. INEC official ought to be able. One moment. The plaintiffs argue anyone to be appointed as RECs for INEC must clearly be non-partisan, independent, impartial, and neutral. INEC officials ought to be able to discharge their legal duties and implement the Electoral Act without fear or favor. Wow. Only now they understand. The plaintiffs are also arguing that Nigeria's electoral body must enjoy the independence from direction or control, whether from the government or any other quarter. It must be accountable to the electorate and act accordingly. The suit filed on behalf of the plaintiff by their lawyers, Kolawole Oluwadere and Andrew Nwankwo, read in part as public officers, President Tinubu and Mr. Godswill Akpabio are required to act in conformity with their oath of office and the letter and spirit of the Nigeria Constitution 1999. Does Nigeria Constitution have spirit? If Nigeria Constitution has spirit, the spirit supposed to start tormenting the people in the Supreme Court or from the Electoral Tribunal or Election Tribunal Court, who granted a certificate forger access to rule Nigeria. If Nigeria 1999 constitution has a spirit, that spirit supposed to deal with, mercilessly with the Supreme Court who seconded the, of course, the electoral tribunal, election tribunal court verdict. So there is no spirit there. And one thing that is actually surprising to me is that every time this plaintiff, this rap, all of them are always coming to sue people, but they have never come up with any result. Maybe at the end of the day, you will not hear this again. Once, because I believe that it is a, will I say, civil rights movement? Is it a civil rights movement or what is it? But one thing is for sure is that once they stop, maybe I don't know if there is one thing they will do for them, they will stop. You will not hear from them again. Maybe you wouldn't even know when they are settled out of court, or you wouldn't hear from them again. Because if you want to get something from Nigeria government, you shake them first. Once you shake them, that is the thing. They believe that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was shaking them just because he want to get something, but to their greatest surprise, his resoluteness scares the hell out of Fulanese and Britain. That's why they went so swiftly to go and abduct him in Kenya, violating every international rules, violating every international laws and bilateral treaties. They violated it just to abduct an innocent man because he is discharging his freedom of expression. You cannot beat a child and ask them not to cry. Today, he is still in the solitary confinement. Sunday Boho is a free man doing his own stuff, but Nnamdi Kanu is still in jail. You know why? Because he's an Igbo. Igbo man is not part of Nigeria. Igbo man can never rule Nigeria. Igbo man is supposed to be there to to make in Nigeria. Igbo man is not part of the grassroots because they know that Igbo man is only being subjugated because some few individuals who are allegedly Igbo people in the political space is selling them for pittance. That's the reason why an Igbo man is being undermined in Nigeria. That is the reason why an Igbo man is not going in, is not seen anywhere in Nigeria. What they do is that, just for the sake of divide and rule, they will go to the south. They will go to our brothers in the south. They will pick up one and two, and you will never find them in a significant position, because when that man was there, good luck Jonathan was there from the south. Why did they remove him? Because they know that there is, we have relationship, we are all the same. That is the reason why they remove him. They have to even go to the extra length of doing chibok girls, to the extent that Obama wife who even took it upon herself to advocate to release the Chibok girls, so release the Chibok girls, so that the good luck Jonathan's regime will appear weak and incompetent. And that's what they were able to achieve. And they did it, is working for them. It worked for them. They removed him. Now they will come to South South, they will pick up Akpabio. Akpabio, come and be the Senate president. Of course, you are allied to the status quo. Who else? They will call one or two people, come and be this place, come and be that place. It's fine. These Igbo people will just don't mind these people. They make too much noise. Leave them. Just one or 2 weeks, they will make noise and they will go and hide there. They will go and start afresh. That's what they are doing with you. But now, once an airlock on Araman, some of our brothers in the coast, whom will see that they have chosen their own people, come and be there. What is going to be out there for you? Nothing. How many of you knows Akpabio? Of course, only his family members and his friends. Correlly. How many of you knows those people in the political space? Few people. Few people. Not even 0. Or 0.00.1% of people there knows these people that are being appointed. So since you do not know these people, what is going to be your own benefit? How your own benefit is just because they have chosen people from our land is fine. That is the reason why we've been telling you that even if Peter Obi goes into the position of leadership, it is not going to favor anybody, because it is not about who governs. It is about who lead the governor on the periphery. It is about who governs the governor from the periphery, or who president the president from the periphery. That is what it's all about. But the fact is that Fulanis, they have vowed that Igbo man will never smell the seat of leadership in Nigeria. And that is how they vowed, and they said, so shall it be. And so has it been. Igbo man cannot see it. It is a slap on the faces of this so-called Igbo elite that Nnamdi Kanu is still in arbitrary detention up until today. Sunday Igboho and 8 other guys that was in Nigeria, they were released. Nobody even heard about how they were released. Nobody heard about it. No one. And Nnamdi Kanu still in the solitary confinement. When you ask Igbo politicians, they will tell you it is the federal government. And when you go to Hope Uzodinma, he will, of course, you will see that no, he will say, we are making all effort, because you watch his mouth. We are making all effort to see everything to work in order. Udenene Riozu. Have you now seen the reason why most of, let me be honest with you, when it comes to the issue of religion, I don't care about what religion you find yourself into. I don't care. I do not care. But in a situation whereby you are using that thing you are doing to deceive our people, the situation where you are using your influence as a religious leader, or influence as wherever you call yourself, idol worshiper or men and a people, to influence our people negatively, or you are trying to use it to steal or extort money from our people, that's when I will become involved in your case. Because just in a while now, we've been on this issue of religion and history telling, which gives me, the time to understand the type of people who comes to your comment section. Hey, Judge Money, you are doing well. Judge Money, you are doing good job. Judge Money, it gives you the time to understand these are the type of people they are. to know that you are on your own. I have just discovered that we are on our own. Because one thing we need to understand is that once we are in this media, doing what we are doing, we don't have our own opinion. You don't have to actually, interact with your own personal things or things that concerns your matters about your life, because you will find people who will be praising you yesterday. They will now start telling you, I'm suspecting you now. I regarded you. Regard you my foot. I don't need you to give me accolade. If I am doing what I am doing, know you that I am doing it for myself, not for you. For me and for the sake of my posterity, not for you. If you want to do it for you, you come out and do it for yourself. That is it. If you want it for you, because I see that now, there is no every as long as every sin goes unpunished, as long as no sin goes unpunished, rather, so as every work has its own penance, its own payment. So if you believe that judge money is here to please you, you should go and rethink. If you believe that judge money is here to speak that which you want judge money to speak, you should go and rethink. I am not. I am here to bring out the knowledge that I know. If you buy it, if you don't buy it, bring a superior argument. You know what I call, it is very, very unethical. It is unethical for you to bring up as something that you've researched about, instead of the people who call themselves your brother, your comrades, to say, judge money, but it is not like this. I have seen this research somewhere. It is like this. The same people who were praising you will start calling you names. You are derailing because you bring out a history. They call you are derailing. When themselves, they are on the comment section every day. They will not come out to do what you are doing. But once you start speaking something else, they will tell you have derailed. They will start calling you something else, because it is all about the opinion and what they want to hear matters. Freedom does not come in that way. Now, coming back to religious leaders, which is a religious leader such as Ebuka Obi. Ebuka Obi, you understand that during the time of Adam Baka, during the time of Goodluck Jonathan, one of the reasons why the religious leaders are finding it difficult, not to be, are finding it difficult in the time like this in Nigeria. It is not because people are jealous of you. No, people are not jealous of you. It is because of your activities with politicians. It is because you gather people, you gather the sheep and scatter them to the politicians. You gather the sheep and you sell them back to the politicians. That is the reason why it looks like people are all over your case. And that is the reason why, even if people are committing something that is called, what do you call them? What do you call this case of defamation of character? Because we know that a lot of people are committing defamation of character against some religious leaders. Even if we see people doing that, people will back them up. You know why? Because you gather the sheep to sell them for cheap to politicians. Such like during the time of Mbaka and Goodluck Jonathan, he sold the people. In fact, he sold Nigeria to Buhari administration. And it is his position that he used. He told us that good luck is bad luck. Buhari is good luck. And many Nigerians stood up because he's a clergyman that is well respected. Of course, we know very well that Catholic Church, they pull the highest crowd in Nigeria. And there is what I called Catholic mentality. These people are very fanatic about what they believe in. They are very fanatic. I don't know about now, but seeing this, what I see in churches still in the Catholic Church, it means that they are still. They don't change. But what exactly are you feeding these people? Are you gathering the sheep to sell them for free? Or are you gathering the sheep to sell them to the politicians? Now, after the Mbaka, which created more rooms for people to start understanding what these religious leaders are doing. People now started after that. More people are doing their own. Many people, when we talk about some people will say, no, we are criticizing these people, even though they are our people. Oh, I am happy that somebody shared a video where, I was doing program about TB Joshua. Is he an Igbo man? The answer is no. He's not an Igbo man. He's a Yoruba man. But his lies is what we were exposing. When you are lying, and you are lying to use these members, the sheep that you have gathered, to sell them for free or to sell them for your own selfish aggrandizement to the politicians' vote, the people will descend on you. Does not mean that you do not have right to worship whatever you want to worship. We are not dictating for you on what you are going to worship. But immediately that thing you are worshiping is going overboard to now, be an impediment to our freedom and to the freedom of these people that are in church. They are not in church because they are supposed to be in church, or they are not in church most of the time because they want to be in church. They are in church because of the situation of the things that you find in Nigeria, which when they gather, they see other people, they will have hope. That's why they are mostly gathering in church. And plus the lies that the pastors will be telling them that it will be good tomorrow. Pray, 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 pray. People will start speaking in tongues. Shatababakara, shakaradadada. Believing that after speaking in tongues, and they feel good when they go home, that they have prayed, they have satisfied their God. Believing and having hope where there is no hope. That is the problem we have with you. The smart pastors, they have changed their topic today. Smart reverends, they have changed their topic today. They have become realistic. They are telling people what exactly is happening in this world. They are no longer lying about what is happening. They are being realistic. And if you see those people, you don't see people criticizing them. But immediately when you, like Ebuka Obi, came and tell people to vote for Hope Uzodimma, as in a pastor, endorsed Hope Uzodimma, international community will now say, who, this man that these people are saying that he's killing people in Imo State, that means that people are lying. If a pastor, because they see you people next to God every day, you use your pulpit position, microphone that you claim you used to do healings, to go out there to now you say to people that they should go and vote and support Hope Uzodimma. That no ji wee lụọ ụzọ si ebe isi wee baa be gị. Dude, that is a slap on the face of everybody. If you don't know, many people hate you for that. So in a situation whereby we find people like Matthias bombarding you with some, in fact, he is telling you the truth. He was telling you the truth. No matter how much he put the truth, that is the situation of the things we found ourselves. Myself, I don't agree with Matthias. Myself, I don't agree with Matthias in everything that he does. But in criticizing you people, I agree with him. One thing I don't agree with him is going out there to burn the book that belongs to our people, which they use and tell you it is a religious book. Now, another thing I don't agree with him is going and establishing another place called Omenana Worship on Sunday when he is criticizing you people of doing it. Those are the things I don't agree with him. But in a situation whereby Ebuka Obi made this move, and you are now coming to preach to people that you are people, because the way you placed it is that you are people are begging you to do something. That your people has been begging you to do something. And that is eventually what you decided to do. And you decided to go and use your people to go and intimidate Matthias Ezeaku by bringing police to the extent of police shooting other people. You knowing the situation of police, insecurity with the police in the eastern region of, well, in fact, in Biafra land. You know how police operate. When they get there, you did not just call ordinary police, you called SARS. Because these are the special squad that the politicians are using to kill. Special squad that politicians are using to maim. Special squad that politicians are using to destroy people. This is the squad that you people went and called for your brother Matthias. But every day, pull microphone, no, they preach. He may preach. Onye maga aka side a gị tụgharịa aka ama gị the other side. Of course, all you na-ekwu na Bible kụziri unu. Even though na ọ bụrụ otu Bible sikwu ya, because unu ncha tụgharịcha Bible upside down. And at the end of the day, you decided to go and carry that man called Matthias. And you, Ebuka Obi, if I may tell you, you know the damages that the church have done. You know damages that church have done to our people. You know it. Because you are one of the leaders of church, you will still be in the denial of what church did to our people. Do you know that church have killed more than they ever, if they haven't saved anybody? Because in a situation whereby you guys, establish a church and you are selling olive oil, do you know what is olive oil? Olive oil is oil that has fat. Fat. And with this olive oil, it is actually, you must use it to cook, not to drink. It is not for consumption. But churches give people olive oil to go and use it to meditate and cure their sicknesses, while churches leaders are going to abroad for their own sickness to get a proper medical care. And the reason why people are actually buying into that fallacy, it is because what the politicians are doing, the church is now assuaging the anger of the people. Because now church will give you that hope that somehow pray, fast, you will get a job, you will get healed with your HIV, with your affliction. Once you pray, once you do this, you will get healed. And people are dying. I came across a post where somebody this artifact in Dutch be alive na London. And even na London on Oludia artifacts are Oludia on what on your TD, on what on your disturb. Nkanu wonder mother na season or chifa today. It is been there. He never beat anybody. He never disturbed them to take it back to our land. Nothing. The people who carry it, somebody was carrying it today. I saw that, people carrying it, saying that the reason why the Nollywood stars are dying is because they are always against our did he say Igbo spirituality, or I can't quote him verbatim. Carrying isim that the Nollywood people are actually having their affliction because of the type of movies that they are acting that is always against their own spirituality. You know, when I saw that, I already know that this is where this omena and teaching and all these things are leading us to. Because one thing our people supposed to understand is that our people have mind of, there is something I called Catholic mentality. Catholic mentality means that a person, when they are into something, they become fanatic about it. When they are into something, they become fanatic about it. They don't want to be open to see light on the other side. It is all about that thing they believe in. And that becomes problematic because that thing you believe in, you are not aware. You did not start that thing you believe in. Well, regardless of you saw that it is in your land. You found it in your land. You believe no because the Christianity in Docha Wetela is fighting it. That means it is the right thing to do because the Christianity in Docha Wete was fighting it. Without you knowing that the Christianity in Docha Wete is almost the same thing like that thing you are. Because every crusaders, when they arrived, what they were able to do is to study the loopholes in your own spirituality, the loopholes. They capitalize on that. They now bring some truth, mixed it with that loopholes, and they use it to feed it to you. Psychological destruction starts. Now you are taking people out of Catholic, where they are worshiping Okute and Mpume, where they are worshiping Alose Apịla Apị akpọrọ Mary na Jesus ndị ọcha. Because ama m na Jesus, ezigbo Jesus, my ancestor. Blood that flows in his vein flows in my vein. Ezigbo Jesus, original one. Ọ nwanne m nwoke ka ọ bụrụ onye ọcha. So nke ndị ọcha wetara unu wụrụ onye ọcha embedded in Catholicism, and people are worshiping it. Now you are trying to tell people that if ndị ọcha wete is not the good one, and you are luring them into worship ifejim okwute na mkpume na osisi wee pịchasịa. What was the loopholes the white man found in those so-called traditional spirituality or African spirituality? The loopholes they found there was the barbarism. That loopholes was about people who say that if Igwe die or whoever person died, they bury them with 6 virgin. Number 1, the killing of twins. Number 2, the cannibalism. Number 3, the killing of people who are living with albinism. Number 4, these are the loopholes that people found in your own local spirituality. They capitalized on it. They went and refined that same local spirituality. Now remove those things they see as loopholes, even though they do it on the periphery. They do it because if eji wube Vatican City wa isi ndị mmadụ na ọbara ndị mmadụ, nyanwa ka eji wube Vatican City. Even Peter, nwanne anyị nwoke Peter, egburu ya, ozu ọkpụkpụ ya ka nọ na Vatican City today. Nwanne anyị nwoke Peter ị na-anụ na Bible, egbu ya, ọkpụ ya ka nọ na Vatican City. Ha eweli ya yibe nke ha wee weteziela anyị nke ha. And all these practices are actually the ancient Egyptian practices, because that's where civilization started. That is the reason why most of the time when we decide to, try to create awareness, this is not whom we are. People are preaching it. That is the reason why somebody has the audacity to buputisi mong sino ifa na ebu ndị Nollywood actors. That is actually fallacy. How can isi mmanwụ eji osisi wee pịagbuwe ndị Nollywood actor? Let me now tell you. If you say that no isi mmanwụ ndị Nollywood actor because they don't respect their spirituality or their ancestor, it means that you are now endorsing what Nigeria is doing to you. If you say no isi mmanwụ gị na-egbu ndị Nollywood actors, you are endorsing, you are promoting the evil of Nigeria politicians. Because number 1 is that if there is adequate hospital that is made available for everyone, affordable, Nollywood actor will not be dying. Meanwhile, Nollywood actors are not dying more than ordinary people. But the reason why you hear about Nollywood actors, because they are celebrities, they are well known. Ordinary people are dying every day. Even now that I am talking to you, okay, when they they are doing self-medication because they don't have access to the hospital. Obviously, no Nollywood, Nollywood actor. That is idiocy. And that is the reason why each and every time I see these Omenana people, I tell them, no, you are not doing it right. Then in the mona faso no na so freedom. Abopụta sị gị no na ịṅụwago mkpụrụ mmiri. No na religion. When they are religious fanatics, the people you are with who are praising you, when you are doing it the way they want, when they are themselves religious fanatics, because that is religious fanaticism. You don't want to listen to my side of the story. You want me to obey your own side of the story. That is fanaticism. And the fanaticism is not about you are a Muslim, you are very fanatic about Islam, or you are a Christian, a Catholic, you are fanatic about it. There are people who are actually spiritual people, or into their spiritualism. They are fanatic about their spiritualism. That if you cannot even say otherwise about their spiritualism. Fanaticism is fanaticism, and it is very bad. And fanaticism is not liberal. It is not open for other people to accommodate other people. That is fanaticism. And it is very bad. To be honest with you, the only reason why you see, you see me criticizing religion, it is because of the damages, psychological damages is doing to our people. Otherwise, every other person have their own opinion. They have the right to do what they want. As long as it does not become an impediment to our freedom. You have right. If you like, if you worship Ugu, if Billy Nugu now worship Ugu, if you want it, just worship we mosquito. That is your problem. It is not mine. As long as it doesn't become an impediment to my own freedom, it is not my problem. As long as you don't use it to colonize the mind of our people, to lie to them with an intention of extorting money from them, I will not allow you. If you like, you like me. If you don't like me. If you don't want to follow me, get out of my Facebook section or my YouTube section. That's what I am telling you in advance. As long as people are still using this ordinary, preaching about it, promoting it in our land, Judge Money will continue to dig deep and find our origin and our truth. I will continue to promote it. Because colonization began with teaching and awareness. All these people who are bringing in Nollywood, when Nigeria is the one killing everybody. When there is no hospital killing everybody. When because of politicians killing everybody. You are telling me no isi mmawune nwere isi ndị ọcha buru dosa na museum ha wele decorate ndị mmadụ abịa na agba ha nkili. Enwere ife famenwu. Fanu odukudog miss natalun about your spirituality. That is Roman Catholic mentality. It is very bad. You see mmawụ osisi apịla apị na-ebuzi ndị mmadụ. Na-abụrụzi bad governance na-egbu ndị mmadụ. Ọ dịkwa egwu. I have not known that, the level of many people, the mindset, the quality of the mind of our people, many of them. You must be open. What we are fighting is freedom. You must be open to dialogue. You must be open to actually have conversation. Let the stronger argument win. Not when I bring out something, I use my time, my data bring it out. You will tell me, no, don't talk about it now. It is not what we are talking about now. But you will talk about religion and your spirituality. It is not an impediment to our freedom fighting. It is when Judge Money is now bringing you our history. You are telling me, no, don't talk about it. It's bringing confusion. But you are allowed to talk down on other people's way of religion, and you promote your own self-belief way of spirituality. Oh, that is selfishness. You are selfish, and you cannot lure me into your selfishness. If you understand Judge Money, the fact that I am telling you, I am actually digging down our history is because I have seen where this religious and the spirituality and now worship alụsị ndị oke ite ndị ọgwụ ego ndị ruru, where it is going. That is the reason why you have to dig deep. It is part of the freedom. Some people will be saying, no, when we get to freedom, after we get freedom, we will now start now again to start getting people to unlearn rubbish that they have learned. Because what this are, what most of these Omenana are promoting, believe you me, and this is you from the trajectory of things, what is going on in our land now, you will find that this Okite people, Okite, this ogwu ego, ụmụ yahoo, anọkọta sị gị na eji dọmpụ onye nwa, wee dọmpụ onye nwa. These are what they call omenala. Or omenenu. This is what you call omenala. Because ogbu ngwa ngwa. Okwa omenala ga-eme mmadụ onye amị kwesịrị nọrọ ọfụma. O jee akanye obere ọgwụ n'alụ. Ọ pụtazi ọ na-eme na ọda anwụ anwụ. Ọ na-egosi iri ya na-eme vidio. Obere oge agba ya ka ọsọ nwụọ. Ka ezi ife a na-ewetala unu. Ọ na-egbu gị egbu ka ọ na-azọ gị azọ. Ka ị ga-esi pụta n'ofu captivity a na-ewepụta gị na nke anyị na-aba n'ọzọ. And all for the sake of some people's selfish aggrandizement. Because most of these people who na-eti omenala, most of them, I know it's not all of them, there are people who are pure about, decolonizing our people's mind from religious fanaticism. But there are people who are planning. These people have a big plan on how to establish ways to extort money from our people. And that is the reason why they are fighting pastors. They are not fighting pastors on a clean slate or with a person with a, what do I call it? With a no interest. They are fighting pastors because of their selfish interest. Because they are playing pastors on the periphery. That's why they are fighting pastors. And you cannot see it. Because no, you are a liar. You are actually not ready yet. When we are fighting for freedom, we must be holistic. We must be holistic about it. And we must respect each other's view. You cannot tell me, no, my view is Mkpulummiri view. Because I told you that I found out that this could be our name. This could be what we use. This could be whom we are. Then you tell me, and another person will say, I regard, you are one of the my comrade I regarded. Why are you regarding me? Did I ask you to regard me? On a comment section, I regard them one egosi room. Name you. Onwe can plug video call now, you will not answer. Onya regard them. I'm one of the comrade you are regarding. Onwe can to phone now, plug video call. You know, go show me your face. But I regard them na comment section. That is selfishness. That is not how we do it. But your nuisance value will not stop Judge Money because nobody called me to do this. What I am doing, I am doing it for my own self. Like I said, I am doing it for my own self. Where I am, I have access to financial institution. There is no amount of money if I want that I cannot have access it from the financial institution. If I want it in advance, if I want to live my tomorrow now, I have access. I have access to financial institution. I can get any amount. If I want $1 million, I can get it from financial institution. That is the position where I am. Because I have the track record. So all these things are not my problem. My problem is that I am here to share my knowledge with you so that we will get this freedom that we are clamoring for. And in a situation whereby whenever Judge Money now bring out, no, I don't think that this thing you are doing is correct, then you see Judge Money as a sabo. No, you are not freedom fighter. You are not. You are a mugu. That's what you are. A mugu. Onwe ike mụ nwee na-akpọ sabo mmadụ si gị hello now, you sell out. But ị na-akpọkwa Judge Money sabo. Ibupụtabekwa ilu gị na ife nọ na comment section na-ede. But ị na-asị m regard me. It is an insult to me. It is an insult. You that said that, it is an insult to me. Don't say it again now. If you say it again in my comment section, I will block you. Don't regard me. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for myself. I don't need your regard. I don't need your anything that for you to think that you are keeping me going. That is the reason why sometimes I come here, I find 7 people watching, I'm continuing. You see, only people, how many people are watching here? We are continuing. We are not, I know that the message will eventually trend. We are doing it for free because the knowledge, we obtain it for free. And freely, we give out the knowledge. Be free. Be open. So that you learn new things. Because when you close it, when I put out something out there, you start insulting me. Just like autopilot. When you tell them this way you are following, it is not good, they start insulting you without trying to find out, is there any atom of truth on what this person is saying? That is one thing. You know, we all knows that we all blame those who followed Berima in Finland, the criminal. We all blame those who followed him. We blame them. But at some point, have you ever, ask yourself, you should have followed Berima, but the reason why you didn't follow him, maybe you saw him. Maybe you saw him. No, you are in IPOB, maybe before him. That's why you didn't follow him. How can he be on top of you? Maybe that's why you didn't follow him. But his lies was able to sweep you off your feet. His lies is almost going to sweep you off your feet. Just because you undermine him, maybe you say, it is not because you are actually that clever or that wise enough, but because maybe you undermine him. That's why you didn't join force with him. What about us that were on that was never in the mainstream there? We were doing our thing. We just saw that there is criminal here who tried to take advantage of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's ordeal. We surfaced to fight off the enemy. What if I said, no, I have seen, because I follow trajectories. I know what is going. I know that Ekperima is defeated. If I don't come and fight Ekperima, if I don't come and talk about the bastard, doesn't mean that Judge Money have sold out or Judge Money is now following Ekperima. No. Like I told you, Ekperima is nobody. For me to follow, he is nobody. I have seen the quality of his mind. He is a fanatic. He is fanatic about his ignorance. So I can't follow somebody like that. I'm a liberal person. If we come to argument, we can argue. After we argue, we leave it there. But if you become derogative against me, dude, that na n'ọnụ ma mkpọ gị iyi si na window wụpụ. In fact, he commit a suicide. Mmepe ọnụ m kọọ gị ọnụ, he commit a suicide. But this guy you see, I'm a free man. I'm a free person. I have seen 99 on Wednesday 500. Bolum. So one thing you need to understand, try to be free. Don't be stuck up every time. Don't be stuck up. If you start investigating everyone, dude, believe you me, you yourself, who is what makes you think you are better than that person you are investigating? What makes you think you are better than that person? You don't know. Just because you feel like you are watching this person and this person have changed their topic. You think I don't react to things just because I am here talking to you on a particular topic. You think I don't react to things. You think I don't have emotions? You believe? You think I don't have belief? But let the superior argument win. That's what I stand. That's where I stand. Let the superior argument win. I know you can never win the truth. That's why we talk about, speaking to one of our brother, Koluma Zidibia. Osinosi with 1 million. Ka we mee debate. Debate is here. Monaco na-eme debate na-emeche kịta edeche exam emeche debate aya submit ya pass ya mark ya wee wụrụ na mụ na gị na-eme debate. I am in diaspora, you are in the zoo. Wee weta 1 million ka i wee mee debate. Because I have seen the lies that you are telling our people. And that is how he is actually running away from that debate. The million is not a problem, but now, who is going to be the judge? Who is going to tell you, no, we mark you good, you have passed. We mark you good, you have passed. I am not a reverend father. You can debate with any pastor, any reverend father, you will beat them in debate. You know why? Because they know that what they are doing is lie, is wrong. They are all about using this book, this innocent book of law, to turn it upside down to lie to people. That's what they know. That's what they know. So you will beat them in a debate. So, in a situation whereby you are actually running away from the debate, giving some juvenile excuses, that means that you are up to something. You are up to something, dude. And my eyes is on you. I am watching you like the way eagle is watching its prey. That your plan to extort money from our people, it will not establish. I am telling you, as long as I am concerned, I am not your enemy. I love you so much, but I wouldn't want you to exploit our people because I love them the same way I love you. And you cannot start lying to people. All these things, they are not working. If they are working, use it to get us Biafra. Use it to get us Biafra. The same thing that all these things in the past they are not working. If it is working, they should use it to get us Biafra. On a factual freedom, they also want their freedom. They should use it to get us Biafra. You people should stop deceiving yourselves, for goodness sake. Be open. If I tell you no, you didn't get it here, then tell me, please, show me why do you say that I didn't get it here? And if I don't show you, that means I am a stupid person. Now, one thing we need to understand is that fighting one religion to promote another one, you call it spirituality. It is not actually fighting for freedom. The one you say you are fighting, you were not there when it arrived. The one you say you are adopting, you have not made an in-depth research to find out why was it there and the stranger came and overpowered it. You never ask yourself that. So these are the things we need to be asking ourselves. We know that, let's say that idol worship, it is not our thing. It is Egyptian. Now, let's say it is our thing. And now, all of a sudden, all of a sudden, it suppresses the idol worshiping. Idol worshiping all these years. I fight for our freedom. And idol worshippers, idol worshipper, na chozi ijizi ya ka ha wee replace the pastor. Una ada afia. Now these people to replace, it is not Dude, I na fight in the pastor, I cannot fight in Dolly. As long as ni onwe ndị pastor na onwe ndị bụ ndị pastor turn go now na-akụziziri ndị mmadụ ezigbo ihe. Ndị anwa ya agaghị fight ha. As long as na ha ma na onye alụ ji ala oje ụlọ ọgwụ, onye chọwa ọlụ oje submit CVs. If ha na-eme their own things. What we don't want is mind, controlling our people, our people's mind, and leading them to their dead end. Just because you want to extort money from them. That's what we don't want. So long as we are people, as in onye amara ebe mmiri nọ ma ya na ọma ebe ọ nọ kwụsị. And one thing you need to understand is that for you to understand your spiritualism, you need to know. As if you ask you, who are the Igbos? Isim na Igbos wu ndị Gboo. What is ndị Gboo? The ancient people. The Egyptians, which you know as Kemets, they are ndị Gboo. That's where the civilization started. Are they not ndị Gboo? So now, when we talk about it, let's agree that the meaning of Igbo is ndị Gboo. The meaning of Igbo is ndị Gboo. Who gave birth to that ndị Gboo? Who gave birth to that Igbo? The man who called himself Igbo. If there is a man who called himself Igbo, who gave birth to him? What is the genealogy of the Igbos? We trace it to Agurel. Then so many of you come to tell us, no, it is not there. It is not there. It is somewhere else. We trace it to Agurel. We trace it to Nre. Umunre. We trace it there. You tell us it is not there because you don't want anything to do with this book called Bible, because na pastors is Jeliolo. It is not even about the pastors Jeliolo. Most of you are in the denial of that book because the principles you don't like. That is the reason why you are in the denial of the book. But you use the book every day to preach to people. Yet you don't want to now tell the people to understand that everything you say that now you will put it this way. Now ndị Hibru wee jesi na nke a ji wee mee nke emero na otu ọkwa ife anwụ anyị na-eme ka ndị Hibru a ji wee si na ha na-eme. Why don't you tell yourself or understand that ndị Hibru, these people ị na-akpọ Hibru, they adopted it. Ebe Igbo ndị Gboo, ọ na-emazi na mmadụ ga-amụrụ nwuzi ihe na-eme mekarịa gị. When you build a business now, if you have a business plan and you establish the business because you don't have fund, somebody can just come into your business and see that no, this business has potential to move. They will go and invest more time, more fund, more resources into that business and establish it. It will do exploit. It will do better than yours. Imagine a mother and there are people, when they see people doing what they do normally do, they desist from doing it. They will desist from doing it. You don't know. This is the reason why it is important for you to have a liberal mind, to be open, so that we will have a social cohesion. We will have a conducive environment for everybody. It is very, very important. So, I thought I might address that because you see this history telling. As long as there is people who are already telling that history for their selfish aggrandizement, we will continue to debunk them. If they say we are lying, they should come to a debate and tell me that I am lying, because I will show them the place where they are getting their own lie. That is the reason why they are running. I will show you where they are getting their own lie. Oh, it's not a joke. I am an African decolonization activist before becoming Biafran activist. So, anything that will emancipate the minds of our people, that which we will promote. And that is it. If you don't understand the meaning of African decolonization activist, and if you don't like it, exit from my platform. You are not part of me or my teaching. The reason why I made Biafra my priority, it is because of the ordeal of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Because I know that he is upright and he knows what he is doing. That is the reason why I made myself available for Biafra agitation. And I have seen that we have defeated all the enemies that they have thrown at Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to blackmail him. Of course, we did. So don't come and ask me why I am not, no more speaking the way I used to speak. Egwu na-echange style and amute na-echange dancing step. Because you should know the time you have defeated your enemy. You should know the time to allow them to die natural death. You should know the time to come in and debunk another lies, if need be. We don't fight blindly. We multitask. We multitask. That is very, very important. Now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's ordeal brought me here. And from the look of things and the trajectories, we have defeated the zoo. We have defeated all their agents. We have defeated them. We are waiting for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to come out. They said it is in the 15th of December. We're waiting for him to come out. It is finished. It is finished. The most important thing you need to know is that Nigeria is on a brink of collapse. Look at Giant of Africa. Look at it, Giant of Africa. They attended BRICS. They were not admitted to BRICS. They were not admitted to BRICS. Rather, Egypt, Ethiopia was admitted to BRICS. Giant of Africa. They have nothing to say about Egypt and the Palestinian war. Do you know that South Africa is cutting diplomatic ties with Egypt, with Israel, because they see what they are doing as a genocide? They are cutting diplomatic ties. They say that what is happening to Palestinians is the same thing that happened to them during the time of their own oppression, that they cannot sit and watch it happen to another person. They just called back their diplomat from Israel, and the diplomat of Israel, I believe, must have vacated South Africa. Now, Nigeria is there. They have not. They will never. They don't have it. They can never be. Speak in a situation like this. Even if they want to support Israel, they will never even come out and support, because unless their master tell them to come, that's the only time they come. If their master tell them, "Oh, Nigeria, come and support Palestine," they will come. "Oh, Nigeria, come and support Israel," they will come. That is the only time they will come. Now, for you to know that where you have as a country, it does not have integrity. It does not have integrity. Even in Africa, Nigeria does not have level. You see that formal Ministry of Foreign Affairs who came and say it was South Africa who blocked Nigeria from joining BRICS. It was South Africa who orchestrated Ezeaku. It was South Africa this, it was South Africa that. Because they blame their failure on other people. Their failure, they blame it on other people. Just like they've blamed their failure on IPOB and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, kept him on arbitrary detention. Keeping him on arbitrary detention, that is inhuman, human rights violation. It is an impediment to human rights activities. Which Nigeria, there is, if Britain care for her own citizen, Britain could actually take Nigeria to ICC for grossly violation of human rights of their citizen. But they cannot do it because of what? Double standard. What is the interest? The world live according, it's all about the interest. It's not about humanity anymore. That is how the world is living. What will be our interest? This man want to make us to stop exploring this oil. We don't trust this man. If we give him Biafra now, it means that our companies will not be there anymore. If we get Biafra, please tell me, what make Britain believe that we will not want all these multinational companies to still remain in our land? Because it is a kind of, they will create employment. The only thing we are going to do is that if they have symbiotic relationship, now we are going to have a relationship that favors both sides. That's it. It is a change of policy. A relationship that must favor both sides. All these multinational companies, they will work in favor of themselves, and we will also work in favor of our own people. So, but they believe that these Biafran people, we don't trust them. No, because of that, they will now establish their double standardness, to use it to destroy and lock the hearing of the international communities from hearing our cries, from hearing our agitation. They will establish agent provocateurs to try to use them to truncate and lead us or lure us into violence that we are not prepared for, so that they will now, you will see the street of Biafra land, blood excruciating from all over the place. That's what the plan was in 2021. And I believe it was the part of the first videos I made. I made it in a car. That these people want to make, people us to go into a confrontation that is unprepared. That was the plan of Britain and Nigeria Fulani. But thanks to the leadership of IPOB, outside, in the absence of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who took their stands and stood on it, regardless of how the enemy shook them, regardless of what they did, they didn't buy to their, to their, what do you call it, pressure. They pressurizing them. Hey, woto woto. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. That was the plan. If the leadership decided no, they have held Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we're going to move now. That time, without us telling our own side of the story first. Believe you me, the world will say that this miscreant, they are terrorists. That's the next thing. They are terrorists. Joe Biden, you see these people are terrorists. Give us more. Maybe this time around it's no longer going to be super token. It will be F-16. Because give us F-16. These terrorists are all over the place now. They will go to the places where people houses are. They will destroy the people houses with that F-16. They will bombard you. They will destroy you. They will, to the extent that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will even die of heart attack where he will be. That was the plan of the enemy. And we managed to destroy it. We managed to change that plan that they established. We managed to defeat Western agenda. That is the reason why. Because I knew it was a Western agenda. And I knew when it was, I know when we defeated it. That is the reason why you see me doing something else. I know when we defeated it. When another one arises, I know when to engage. Don't call me out. Don't teach me the work. You didn't teach me how to do it. Mgbe anyị kpopụta tools na fight ndị oke amụsụ na amụsụ na ndị niile anụnwa ma ekperi ma ndị otu ya, anyị kpopụta tools fight afa. You didn't tell me ọ bụrụ gwa sị m kpopụta tools. So mgbe mmadụ emezi anyị malụ na mụ afụgo na edefeat go mfa. We have defeated them. So we don't need them to leave them to die a natural death. Die a natural death. From there, you will not hear from them anymore. I am telling you. That is the way to fight those type of things. It is a Western agenda. You fight it, you defeat it. The International Organized Crime Index call them copycat criminals. That's when I noticed we have defeated these copycat criminals. As long as the international organization recognize that these people are copycat criminal. I was the one who actually showed you the result, the report, that these copycat criminals are being defeated. As long as international organization understood and reported that they are copycat criminals. That's it. We do something else. So be careful how you judge money. You didn't call Judge Money to do this. You didn't call Judge Money to do this. So I think this is my call to Nigeria president. It is time to do the right thing. Release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, whom is kept in arbitrary detention, while you people are exhibiting Igbo-phobic attack on our people, destroying their means of livelihood. We are undesired in Nigeria, and we are aware of that. And we have asked for referendum to be conducted so that everybody will decide where they want to be and their faith. Because Nigeria, the way it is, it has never worked in the favor of ordinary people. It has never favored anybody that's come out of that country. Maybe it is too big for one person to govern. Maybe it is too diverse to be one country. So why are we so scared of trying new things? Why are we so scared of hearing the truth? The youth of Nigeria, you will continue to educate, and you will get hold of the key, but you will never find the lock. As long as you don't want to stand up to demand for that which is rightfully yours, your freedom. Freedom to decide. Freedom to vote and be voted for. Freedom of expression. Freedom of movement. Freedom of religious and the affiliation. Freedom to be called a nation. Or freedom to choose where you want to belong. That is what we're asking for. And since they have refused to give you that freedom, they have refused to let your vote count or to count your vote, it is in your hands now. The kingdom of God suffers violence. The violent people take it by force. We are not up against flesh and blood. We are up against the principalities and powers. And that principle is what you can even make it better by starting up a revolution. It will cripple that principle. Only through revolution, the principles will be crippled and your freedom will be handed over to you because they will be calling you, begging you for negotiation. It will be in your hands. That's the way it is. If you go through a revolution, that's when you will know that power belongs to you. And the power must be given by you. And your vote is supposed to count, but it has never been counting. You can only take it upon yourself. You see the way, you see Hamas started a fight, but the world today is on the side of Hamas because of the the repairing, or will I say that it is the attack, that is the payback. The world is against Israel. For you to see, revolution will count. Sometimes you need to lose something in order to gain something. If you don't lose something, if you don't lose something, you might not gain something. Many of you might be scared, revolution, they will shoot us the way. But revolution this time, prepare yourself. It will always start with a peaceful movement. Peaceful movement. We didn't tell you to start going out there, start shooting. No, peaceful movement. Establish a peaceful movement the way NSAS was established. That's how it always starts. The whole world will be watching. The eyes of the whole world, even ICC, Roman statues, they will be watching. Because if you don't start it, no one will start it for you. If you want to be free, you need to take a step to freedom. If you don't, you will remain in this slavery. You will remain enslaved and controlled by unseen power from the periphery. Now, coming back to Ebuka Obi. Ebuka Obi, tell those your big men and politicians that you are praying for, that you claim that we are begging you to hold Mathaias or hold people who are defaming you. Tell them to release Mathaias. Tell them to release Mathaias because you are creating an enmity for yourself. Ade emetu aka. Aka na-ekwu ya n'ọnụ n'ọnụ. Ade emetu aka. If you know that your God is strong, let your God fight for you. Not police. Police cannot be fighting for you. You come and tell us you have a God. Like I said, I don't agree with Mathaias. But let your God fight for you. The God that healed the sick. The God that make a cripple to walk in your church. The God that make things unimaginable to be imaginable. To go and deal with Mathaias. Not SAS. Not Abuja. Because what you are doing is uncalled for. And it will bring more hatred and confirmation that the churches does not have power. Rather, they deceive people. That's exactly what you just confirmed to people. Use your God and deal with Mathaias. Use your God and deal with Mathaias. It is very, very important. That is it. Use your God and deal with Mathaias. If you have one, if your God answers you, if your God is working, use him to deal with Mathaias. Not using police to deal with your enemy. While you are using your God to heal people with sickness that hospital could heal. Because the only thing that I see, one of the things that I admire about Matthias, he tells the people, don't wait for God of Ebuka Obi to heal you. Go to hospital. Of course, we know that many of them don't have money or access to hospital because there is no availability of a hospital in Nigeria. So, but if you believe that your God can work, use it and make Matthias a deaf and dumb, so that he will stop speaking about you. You claim you have a God who answered by fire. That's one thing that is pissing me off about you, and that is the reason why. Most of the time you come out, you contradict yourself. You can understand that I don't buy the idea of the Nadoka Bible because I know it is our book. But I don't buy the idea of anybody now. I don't buy the idea of anybody whatsoever. But I don't like it. I hate it with passion. So use that God that is healing and giving olive oil to people. That God of Ebuka Obi anya amụma mara ama, use it to deal with the young man. Mee ya deaf and dumb, so that ka ọ kwụsị criticize gị. But first of all, release him before he mee ya deaf and dumb. Then I will malụ na dị nwe echi. Ọkwa unu nwa na-agụkwa na Bible na Elijah na ndị amụma Baal gada. A wee mawa aka ka amalụzia nke eze na-abụ nke ka oke. Elijah wee kpọtuo ọkụ eli aja. Kezi ife mee na yara akpọtu ọkụ nke eri aja, ọkwa amụma malụ ga-ama. Nwanne m nwoke, nwanne m nwoke ka ewu. Matthias nwanne m nwoke, enwekwana ndị ọfịa mma atụfu atụfu, mana ibe mma agwa iwu eziokwu. Mana mgbọsị mma atụfu ịpụta mewelu hope ụzọ dị mma udene na-eri ozu ka campaign. Ozinsi ahụ ka m gụfụrụ na mmadụ, a na-agwa gị eziokwu. A sị eziokwu pụtasị wepụ bọtụ. Sinsi ahụ ka m gụpụ gị ebe ịfụ the insecurity na-eme n'Imo steeti wee je mewelu hope ụzọ dị mma campaign. Ihe niile Matthias gwa gị deserve ya. Ọ kalụ gị mma na irelize Matthias, ọgwa ndị politishan na-anụ nwa gị na fa na-eri aṅụkọ. Falapụkwa Matthias na God of Ebuka Obi will deal with him. Otherwise, enwekwa God inwe. You don't have any God. Egwuzikwe jozu ọkụ ya na-eme ndị mmadụ ji asụ na unu ndị pastọ na-egwu wayo. Because unu nwere God ịgwa ndị na-eso unu na God fa ga-anụrụ fọg. But oluzie na ọgụ nke gị jee na nke ndị polisi, ijekwuru ndị politishan ka ha nọọlụ gị ya. Otu a ka unu si agwa ha na God unu ga-agwọ ha ọya na-arịa ha. Oluzie na nke unu ejewe ụlọ ọgwụ. Na biko na onye fu eziokwu ya wepụkwa bọtụ. Ebuka Obi, I don't hate you, but if unu na-eme with ndị politician, I hate it so much. And I will not condemn anybody who insults you for that, because you deserve it. You have a God, deal with them. Let your God fight for you. It is very, very simple. Elijah na ndị amụma Baal ọ merọ face to face a na-afịa n'anya sample. Otu a ka ọ dị ndị na-eme na ha na-ekpelụ alụsị apịrị apị. Ha welụkwa nke ha one day we will challenge them. Fabia gwọ mmadụ. Otu afa si a challenge unu. Mana maka okwu ife unu na-amapụta ekwu na Jizọs unu na-agwọ ya, Jizọs unu ga-eme nke a challenge zie Jizọs unu onwezi nke ome. Otu a ka anyị ga-esi challenge kwa ndị anụnwa na-evugharị alụsị apịrị apị one day. Ka agwagodo ha osisi a ha na-evugharị, ya gwagodo mmadụ ọya. Because they shouldn't believe that they have monopoly of talking or criticizing other people's ways of religion. They don't have monopoly of that. Because we don't want to engage. I achọzi asị na ndụ anyị. Asịrị anyị si nso ụwa ọkaligo, anyị achọzi asị na ndụ anyị. Ife anyị chọọ a na-ekwu ekwu a na-eme eme. Ife anyị chọọ. And ebe a ka nna awụsa ọwa. Great and wonderful people of Biafra, great people of Africa, lovers of freedom all over the world. It is very, very important that we continue to remain resolute. We continue to remain formidable. Speak the truth. Shame the devil. Even if the whole world gathered against you, When you are speaking the truth, stand by it. It is only the truth that will make us free, nothing else. Speak and stand by the truth. As long as you know it is the truth, stand by it. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay informed. Shalom, Umuchukwu Kikabiama, children of light.